How's it going, everyone? It's Vivi and welcome back to some MediEvil PS4. So PlayStation Underground shared new gameplay footage, and this time we get a look at 33 minutes of gameplay, showcasing Asylum Grounds. Now, as you've noticed, I won't be dissecting 30 minutes of footage, obviously, but what I rather want to do is point out the most noticeable things. Right at the start, the monks have their brown robes. Why do I say this? In the original game, the NTSC version had these monks wearing multicolored robes for some reason. As for the PAL version originally, they were brown. It seems this game is mostly following that color scheme of the original PAL version when it comes to these sort of things. Jack of the Green, now they're talking over the gameplay. It's a little bit hard to hear, but he has the same voice from the original. In fact, Nico Gordino, who was part of PlayStation Underground's video, the producer, during the video confirms that all but the narrator have original high-quality voice actors, meaning they're reusing the old voices from the original game.
Make the game feel exactly like as it did, but to have it look kind of how your memory, preserved it, not as it actually is.
Yeah, that is a good way just to get a closer look at all the new character models.
Without it, I have nothing.
Speaking of Jack of the Green, one of his riddles, the one where you have to move those pedestals on fire, well, they're easier to move this time. There's some slight differences in this part of the game. You no longer hear that ding sound when lighting up the room. If I'm not mistaken, you do hear a little ding for the final one, but I'm not sure if that's it. Or it's maybe background noise, but for the remainder, we don't hear that ding. When lighting up the room, it shows you what happens, since there's no sound for the cue, if I'm not mistaken, of course. Jack of the Green speaks before exiting the area. Also, the animation for Dan has been changed. You no longer get propelled to the surface like in the original. Now, the part where you scare the elephant with the rat, well, about the rat, he seems more responsive this time, and what I mean by this is, it's easier to navigate with him as he follows you much closely now. One weird thing I noticed, the wall is already broken before the elephant even stops. The game's gone gold. Is this something they forgot, or is this just a demo thing? If you're not familiar with the term gold, it means the game's finished, production is over, they're ready to print out. All they can do post-launch is to patch the game via updates. And when people mention the word patches, they're especially referring to the camera. Some feel like from their demo gameplay experience that the camera still needs some work. I didn't experience much problems with the camera, but one thing I can say, the Dan cam, that was a bit wonky when walking in water, especially in the demo. But looking at the PlayStation Underground gameplay, around the Dragon Hedge area, yeah, the camera is a bit oof. As for the music, it sounds splendid. By the way, yes, they pretty much confirmed in the video that dynamic and interactive music is a thing. Depending on the areas you visit, the tone and volume of the music can change. They go on ahead and confirm themselves that Bob and Barn, the original composers, came back for the remasters. On October 3rd, PlayStation posted Volume 1 of Bonehead's Guide to Galamir. The narration is a lovely performance done by Lanny Manella. Nico Gordino explains that there will be 4 videos of guides. They will pop up on a weekly basis, serving as guide for new people especially. I'm glad Sony is finally giving light to the marketing department. I like what I'm seeing. Now, one cool thing from this short guide video, the inventory, the gauntlet. It could either be new content, or just something we already know, but just updated in design. Okay, I know it's a gauntlet, I can already hear Dan snapping his fingers kind of jokes. The gauntlet really could be lightning. Notice the 100%, it could very well be lightning, but just with a different icon. Or something else. New content was hinted at, by the way, from the bestiary. If you look at the question marks, if you count them, you feel like there's gonna be more bosses? Now, I'm not saying they're gonna add cut content, but they could be hinting at it. In fact, in a previous blog post by Nico Gordino, he did mention a casket full of secrets, basically telling us there's stuff in the game which we don't remember, potentially hinting at cut content or new content. Now, looking on the right side, there's Dan's golden armor we saw from the Digital Deluxe Edition. Lastly, here's a look at the pre-order Digital Deluxe bonus dynamic theme. Unfortunately, the sounds we hear when moving the icons, it's the default PS4 sound. This is from user Stingray over on Reddit. So with that being said, guys, this is it for the video. So as usual, do your stuff. If you got any sort of questions or anything like that, leave everything in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.